Hello and welcome to another TradingTraders.com video. This one is on our robot Fear. This is the Euro Yen 30-minute chart, and you can see right away we get a sell signal. And although the price fluctuates around rather wildly in a somewhat sideways manner, you can see that the market is finally starting to pick up a little bit of volatility. And this is the great thing about the robot, it had picked it up ahead of time. And as you can see, we take profit at 91 pips. This could all be done in your sleep. You just wake up and find out that you've made money. Of course, having said that, you obviously can have a trade fire off at any time of the day and in any time frame. The sell signal was fired off again, as you can see. And as time goes on, we chop around sideways, but the great thing about this robot is, again, it has picked it up before the move has actually taken place. And that's the key to the profitability of the robot, is it knows when that is coming into the market, in this case fear. It fires off the trade, it keeps up with it, makes any adjustments that might be needed to the stop losses, or takes profit as it did at the 100 pips level. We go back to the upside in this particular pair, and as you can see, we grind around a little while, and the market isn't necessarily as one-sided as the robot likes to see when fear truly creeps in, and as such, it stays out for a while. But as you can see, it has suddenly shifted sentiment, and fear of the yen comes into the marketplace. You can see, again, it dips against us a little bit, and that isn't necessarily out of character, only because it picks it up ahead of time. As it shifts, you can see we get a nice spike higher, and as you can tell, it is only a matter of time before we take our profit, and in this particular case, pick up 96 pips. The market, again, starts to chop around sideways, not a whole lot going on, and you have to remember that the robot is driven on sentiment, and sentiment in the market right now is relatively flat, as reflected by the price. We start to drift a little bit lower, nothing significant though, and as you can see, it's fairly slow. The robot will keep scanning the marketplace and look for a change in the sentiment of trading out there as based upon the algorithms. And finally, we get another signal, and you can see it goes our way right away as we get the sell signal. And after a few candles, we pick up 70 or 97 pips profit. We continue much lower. However, it is a little bit overextended at this point, and therefore the robot knows to stay out, just simply because of any snapbacks that may come into the marketplace. As time goes on, you can see more sideways trading action again as we hover around the same level for quite some time. This, of course, is only one of the things that the robot will look at as far as trying to figure out what the actual sentiment of the market is. We're back into the marketplace, and in this particular trade, we have found a sell signal, and the robot has fired off the sell trade. Again, it has picked this up in the marketplace before the actual move itself. You can see that we're starting to dip a little bit lower now, starting to go more in our favor. As time goes on, the stop loss is left in place because, quite frankly, there has been nothing that has changed the robot's mind as far as where it wants to have the stop loss. And you can see that this picked up on the shifting sentiment well before we actually had the move, and therefore your position is secured long ahead of time. And again, you could just be asleep, work, away, whatever, and this will continue to stay into the marketplace for you. Going forward, you can see that we do have a little bit of consolidation, but as the buyers can't necessarily break out to the upside, eventually what will happen is that the buyers get exhausted a bit and the sellers start to pick back up as far as momentum is concerned. And that is essentially what the robot is thinking, if you will. We continue to grind sideways. We almost get stopped out, but we have the stop placed at a logical spot based upon algorithms that tell us where to put the stop as the robot has placed it for us. And now, finally, we start to see the momentum to the downside pick back up. We are now starting to go into profit, and you can see that this move, which had been picked up quite early, has now taken off. Get a little bit of a retracement, which of course is normal after a move like that, and then eventually we will fade down and pick up another 93 pips profit. The robot, of course, is automatic. It places all of these trades for you, and therefore you have no concerns as far as where to place your stop, where to place your take profit. You don't have to watch or anything for that matter. You just simply let it run and let it do what it does. The sell signal that is fired here, somewhat like the previous one in the sense that it had picked it up quite a bit earlier, and eventually we close out. This particular indicator made 128% profits over the course of a year.